Hello, we're in Keys to Learning, Chapter 16, and we're looking at Grammar 1, Adverbs of Frequency. Always, usually, often, sometimes, never. And here's a nice chart to show you how these words compare. Never, no, 0% of the time. Sometimes, maybe 35% of the time. Often, 60% of the time, usually 75% of the time, and always 100% of the time. Remember, adverbs of frequency usually go before regular verbs. Example, I sometimes help. So here's the verb. I always help. I usually help. I often help. I sometimes help. I never help. So add adverbs of frequency in parentheses to the sentences. Write them in your notebook or your packet if I give you a packet. Sophie eats dinner at 6. We're going to put usually before the verb right here. Sophie usually eats dinner at 6. Say it with me. Sophie usually eats dinner at 6. Carlos and Carmen study together. We're going to put the adverb before the verb. So right there. So say it with me. Carlos and Carmen sometimes study together. Carlos and Carmen sometimes study together. Number 3, Maria worries about tests. Okay, we're putting the adverb before the verb. Change the color. Maria worries. Maria always worries about tests. Again, Maria always worries about tests. May and Sophie think about Paco. Okay. So we're going to put it before the verb. May and Sophie often think about Paco. May and Sophie often think about Paco. Pablo goes to bed early. Never. There's my verb. Pablo never goes to bed early. Pablo never goes to bed early. Now we have adverbs of frequency using be. To be, I am, he is, she is, it is, we are, you are, they are. To be. So I am sometimes late. He is sometimes late. We are sometimes late. Remember, adverbs of frequency usually go after be. So what are we saying here? Adverbs of frequency go before regular verbs. But be is an irregular verb. So adverbs of frequency go after to be. I'm hungry after school. I'm usually hungry after school. I'm tired in the morning. I'm often tired in the morning. I'm never tired in the morning. You can look at your list up here. Which adverb of frequency do you want to use? It's true for you. Always, usually, often, sometimes, never. I'm late. I'm always late. I'm a good student. I'm always a good student. I'm never a good student. I'm sometimes a good student. I'm silly. I'm often silly. Okay? So, adverbs of frequency. Grammar 1. Let's look at grammar 2. How often and expressions of frequency. How often does your study group meet? It meets one time once a day. It meets 2 times twice a day. It meets 3 times 4 times. It could be a day, a week, a month, a year. Make true sentences about yourself using expressions of frequency. Write them in your notebook. If you never do something, write that. I clean my room. I clean my room, once a month. That's not good. I clean my room once a month. Once a year. I eat fruit once a day. I eat fruit 4 times a day. I go to the movies once a year. What's true for you? I drink milk. I never drink milk. I drink milk 3 times a day. What's true for you? I go shopping twice a week. I go shopping twice a week. Okay, so how often do you clean your room? How often do you eat hamburgers? How often do you go to the movies? So thinking of questions that we can ask and the answers. How often, here's a great little list of ideas. How often do you go swimming? How often do you drink orange juice? How often do you eat hamburgers? How often do you buy candy? How often do you eat fish? How often do you play computer games? How often do you buy CDs? How often do you wash the dishes? How often do you help cook dinner?